Part 3, The Woman Who Knew Too Much. Sometimes, the truth doesn't hide, it waits. And when it finally comes to light, it burns everything in its path. 2 weeks after the disappearance of Charles Beaumont, Detective Elena Morales received a lead that would change the entire course of the investigation. A lead that came from a ghost. At 2:17 a.m. on a Tuesday, Morales' phone buzzed. Unknown number. She hesitated before answering. Morales, Detective Morales, Asheville PD. Caller, female voice, he's not missing. He's hiding, and they're watching you too. The line went dead. When tech traced the call, it came from an old payphone outside a gas station in Bryson City, nearly 60 miles away. Security footage showed a woman in a baseball cap and hoodie using the phone, her face partially obscured. But the voice analysis confirmed what Morales already suspected. It was Evelyn Cross, the same journalist who vanished 2 months before Charles did. Morales drove to Bryson City before dawn. The payphone was still there, duct-taped and worn out. Next to it, a receipt had been dropped in a puddle dated the same morning. The item, 1 bottle of water, 1 disposable lighter. Behind the gas station, the woods stretched for miles. Search dogs picked up a faint scent, but it faded near an old abandoned cabin. Inside the cabin, investigators found 2 coffee cups, a sleeping bag, and an old journal filled with coded notes. The final page was written in Evelyn's handwriting. They said it was for charity, but it was never about helping people. It was about moving money, and Charles knew too much. At police headquarters, Morales laid the journal open beside the evidence board. Every page pointed to something bigger, a network of offshore accounts tied to construction companies, all tracing back to Crown Light Holdings, the same shell company Charles had secretly used. When financial analysts cross-checked the names, one stood out. Senator William D. Crane, a longtime donor to Beaumont's foundation. Morales' partner, Detective Howard, read the report out loud. So the king wasn't just generous. He was laundering money for politicians. Morales stared at the name. Something in her gut turned cold. Or worse, she said. He found out who it was. That evening, as Morales drove home, a dark SUV appeared in her rearview mirror, no plates, tinted windows. It followed her for 7 blocks, then disappeared into a side street. She told herself it was a coincidence. But when she entered her apartment, the message waiting on her kitchen counter said otherwise. It was a single envelope, no stamp, no fingerprints. Inside was a photograph of Evelyn Cross and Charles Beaumont sitting at a cafe. On the back, written in black ink, "Stop digging or you'll end up like them." Morales refused to stop. She requested a warrant to trace all files linked to Evelyn Cross's name. Hours later, digital forensics uncovered a hidden drive stored in a cloud server under an alias Vault Key 17. The drive contained 1 video file, 43 seconds long, grainy footage of a hotel room. Evelyn sat on the bed, looking straight into the camera. Her face was pale, her voice trembling. "If you're watching this, something's happened to me. Charles tried to warn me they weren't just laundering money. They were buying silence. Politicians, law enforcement, businessmen, all connected. He called them the inner circle." The screen flickered. A door creaked open behind her. Evelyn's eyes widened. "They found me." The video cut to static. By morning, Morales' captain called her into his office. A federal order had arrived. The Beaumont case was being reassigned. All evidence was to be handed over to a joint federal task force. Morales protested. "We're close to breaking this open. You can't just captain. That's an order, Morales. Drop it." But she couldn't. That night, she copied every file, photos, recordings, notes onto a flash drive and hid it inside a hollow coffee mug on her desk. She knew she was breaking protocol, but she also knew she was being watched. At 11:47 p.m., Morales left the precinct. Rain fell in sheets. The streets almost empty. As she approached her car, her key fob beeped, but the door was already unlocked. Inside, the glove compartment was open, papers scattered. Then she noticed a small blinking red light on the dashboard, a tracking device. Before she could react, Headlights flared in her mirror. A dark SUV sped toward her, stopping inches away. The driver's window rolled down, just enough to reveal a man's gloved hand holding up a phone. The screen displayed a message. You were warned. The SUV screeched off into the night. The next morning, Morales arrived early to find her office sealed yellow tape across the door. The captain refused to explain why, but when she checked her coffee mug, the flash drive was gone. Someone inside the department had taken it. Detective Morales now knew 3 things. Charles Beaumont wasn't dead yet. Evelyn Cross had uncovered something powerful enough to silence anyone who came near it. And the people responsible were no longer hiding in the shadows. They were inside her own investigation. Subscribe for Part 4 of The Disappearance of the King of Asheville. A mysterious witness emerges, and a single piece of evidence surfaces that could expose the inner circle or destroy everyone who tries.